Welcome back, everyone. Richard Bammer. Several recent and repeated TV specials and network news features between August 16th and 18th and August 11th. New York Times special. Woodstock at 50 all had one thing in common. Besides the required commentary and memories of the blissful 3 days of peace and music near Bethel, New York, as the Woodstock Music and Art Fair poster advertised, they nicely forgot to put the swinging bedlam by Hell's Angels security that film footage captured. Yeah, everybody remembers that. The gang's menacing behavior that morphed into far more horrific violence just a few months later in December of 1969. When I first saw the film segment on YouTube, a clip not originally part of Michael Wadley's 1970 documentary, if memory serves, I recall feeling dismayed, shocked that no one, friends and fans of the film to reporters and other media types, had ever mentioned the Angels or what followed after Jefferson Airplane began its 13-song set on December 3rd, a Sunday morning, as people began to dance ecstatically to the drumming of Spencer Dryden, the propulsive bass of Jack Cassidy, and the ringing brittle notes screaming from Jorma guitar. You can see members of the Hells Angels gesturing and warning people to be cool, to stay off the stage, as others lighted cigarettes and swigged beer from the aluminum cans. One of the club members, for whatever reason, wore a wolfskin hat, by turns intimidating and ridiculous. About 3 minutes into the tune, singer Gray Slick, seeing a fracas just steps away from the stage, begins to say "easy," repeating the word, and the music stops. Seconds later, singer Marty Balin jumps off the stage and into the stage side crowd, where apparently he was struck in the face. You can hear guitarist and singer Paul Kantner then say that the Hells Angels just smashed Balin in the face and knocked him out for a bit. Imagine Woodstock. That would have been cool to go. I'd like to thank you for that, Kantner says, dryly looking over at some half-dozen Angels on stage, their black leather jackets emblazoned with the club name in red on the back shoulder, the word California, also in red at the bottom. An Angel who appears to be the group leader, hearing Kantner, stands up and says stridently, referring to a microphone, "Is this on? You're talking to me, and let me tell you what's happening." Afterwards, you can see club members pull cues in hand and raise, striking people or swaggering in a threatening manner. At one point, one or two Hells Angels faced off with a bearded man in a hat who appears to be trying to calm things down and making an attempt to reason with club members. They knock him severely as he falls to the ground, and other festival attendees scatter. One of the oddest things in the film clip is Slick saying, quote, "People get weird and you need the Angels to keep them in line." End quote. Again, that must have been freaking a crazy party. She quickly follows that with, quote, "You don't bust people in the head for nothing," end quote. A sensible advisory, but one that belittles the festival's much vaunted groovy vibe of peace, love, and music, or welcome statements from the men who owned the land on which Woodstock occurred. Max Yeager, in a roughly 2-minute statement from the stage, he said, "I think you people have proven something to the world, and this is the largest group of people ever assembled in one place." Not true. Religious pilgrimages in the Middle East and India attract millions. He goes on to say he did mention inconveniences, the lack of drinking water, and adequate amounts of food among them, but he stressed the positive as he ended his remarks. The most important thing was that 500,000 kids, quote, can get together and have 3 days of fun and music and have nothing but a good time, he said to the applause. But despite somewhat bogus reports in the New York Times that the crowd itself was clearly well behaved and the quote from a physician that there had been no violence whatsoever the weekend was not a vision of hippie heaven, in which an enthusiastic spirit transitioned rain and mud, bumper to bumper traffic, medical emergencies, at least one fatal drug overdose, and the death of an attendee sleeping in a sleeping bag who was run over by a tractor. And then there was the Hells Angels, literally heavy-handed security. Their actions and behavior at Woodstock were a hair-banging of what was to come at the Rolling Stones Altamont Free Concert on December 6th that same year at the Far East Bay Racetrack. On that day, a Hells Angel fatally stabbed 18-year-old Meredith Hunter, a black man, as he approached the stage with a gun, a killing caught on film in the documentary Gimme Shelter. By some accounts, the Angels were hired by the Stones' managers and on the recommendation of the Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane for $500 worth of beer. Wow. At Woodstock, Altamont, and other mega festivals, the notion of a temporary utopia is a myth and always will be. In the case of the first Woodstock, it came down during the Vietnam era when baby boomers, some of whom had participated in the unpopular war in Southeast Asia, believed those 3 days defined a generation, as proclaimed in the just aired PBS documentary about the festival. While there were many positive things to celebrate, youthful hopes and dreams were a change in the U.S. social and political climates. The backdrop was drugs, alcohol, and violence, as it was at Altamont. The day after Woodstock, the New York Times editorial quoted a line from Shakespeare's Henry V. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named. That may be, but most of the media counting then and now smacks of pure poppycock. Next one, sad story out of Detroit. By James Dickinson. Detroit police are investigating a fatal crash that occurred on the southwest of Detroit and are looking out for the crashed motorcycle that was taken from the scene in a pickup truck. The crash took place about 11:25 p.m. on South Fort near Schaefer. Police say the biker was moving, quote, at a high rate of speed when he rode into a telephone pole. Then 3 men on Harley-Davidson motorcycles pulled up to the crash site, loaded the bike onto a white Ford F-150 pickup truck, and pulled off. No detailed descriptions of the men are available. Police want the bike as part of their investigation. Medics transported the victim to an area hospital, but he was dead on arrival. Sad stuff right there, anytime a biker goes down. Careful out there. By Emily Kiefer, Martinsburg. Decked out in a typical motorcycle garb, Ahab held up his strawberry banana smoothie with whipped cream and said, quote, "If this doesn't break the stigma of motorcycle clubs, I don't know what will." It helps, Ahab said, that the Sorry Souls Motorcycle Club, for which he serves as the president of the Western Maryland chapter, recently raised $27,000 for its biggest yearly event, A party to benefit autism speaks. Stone, president of the West Virginia chapter of the club, said they hope to break the stigma they believe the television show Sons of Anarchy created for motorcycle clubs when it premiered in 2008. Established in 1970, Sorry Souls Motorcycle Club says its biggest goal is to help the community, according to Stone. Most of us, he says, from different clubs, so we all came to this club and started it because we wanted to do something positive for our community and help our community in any way that we could. Stone, who has served as president of the club for 5 years, said, "We do turkey drives before Thanksgiving and toy drives as well for the kids at Christmas time." Stone said the benefit Autism Speaks began 4 years ago. Quote, "My wife and I came together and started this because both of our sons are autistic," he said. "It picks up more steam every single year. We look forward to it even though it's a lot of work. All my brothers help me out a lot. Without them, I couldn't do it. Same thing with our wives and girlfriends. Everyone pitches in, and without them, again, we couldn't do it." At the event, which was held last month, the members said their kids, grandkids, and families attended. "My grandkids and kids come to all of our events. If it wasn't a family-orientated club, I wouldn't be here," Longshot, the club's treasurer, said. Stone said the Let There Be Rock School performs at the event. "My son is a drummer there. What we do is for the kids, so we let the kids open it up," Stone said. "I want our community to recognize us as a good group of guys. I don't want the negativity." Ahab agreed. "We are not from the Sons of Anarchy's show. My big thing is that there is a stigma that we are all big, tough, tattooed up, nasty guys, and that it is not who we are at all," Ahab said. "I would pretty much rather park my bike and help an older lady across the street than I would fight somebody over something stupid. That is not how we are." Luckily, the West Virginia Club's Sergeant at Arms said the stigma makes it difficult to accomplish certain things. "The stigma has pretty much put a wall in front of us when we are trying to help the community and give back." Lucky said a lot of bars won't allow bikers in, and it really limits venues to hold events at. And it is mostly just off that stigma. Many club members said they joined the club for the brotherhood, for the events, to help out the community, and for the family. "We are a family club. You've got to take time for your family," Stone said. "All the other clubs in this area support us, and we support them. That's what it's about. It's not about clubs fighting each other. That's old school stuff." Well, it's kind of happening now, buddy. Stone said that the clubs still practice old school protocols, but when it comes down to it, he said that everyone gets along. Huh? No one wants to go to jail. No one wants to fight each other. It is about helping on each other. That's the brotherhood, he said. Wish it was all over the place. When asked what the club members would tell the community, Longshot said, "Walk up and say hi. That is all you've got to do. Give us a chance," Stone added. Stone and the other members said the local Moose Lodge has allowed them to use its facilities to host events. Moose rocks, man. The autism fundraiser event was held at Moose Acres in Martinsburg. To get these places to let us in is difficult. The first time I did the toy drive, I called local churches to see if they needed toys. Some churches just hung up on me after I said I was from a motorcycle club, Longshot said. There are others that left with garbage bags full of toys and were in tears because they were so happy. Good stuff there, Sorry Souls. Good stuff. Let's go on to some biker events happening. Guthrie Motorcycle Swap Meet. New and used parts and accessories, concessions, adjacent car and bike show. September 21st and 22nd at the Logan County Fairgrounds in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Then September 3rd and 8th, coming up quick, Brown County, Indiana, Bean Blossoms Biker Fest. Rock and roll.